Hello and welcome. Right, you can see this is a real old start. It is. This is the FS19 start, as it would have been. Riverbend Springs, no, I had to say it right. Yeah, Riverbend Springs, 500,000. Absolutely no hours on the clock. So you know I'm not, making this up, as in like I've not been here before. Now then, yeah, I've had a couple of ideas of like, what do we do? We've got 500 grand, and I thought, well, start from scratch has always been the underdog. Always. It's always rock solid. Always. Let's just change my settings while we're chatting. Yeah, it has always been the underdog. Yeah, I'm keeping that off. It's on hard economy, as you can see. 1 day, months. Yeah, all of that. That's right. Stop and go breaking. I don't automatic engine start. That is off. Off. Actually, I have been in, but I've only been in literally, yeah, with no hours. So I have been on for minutes. Otherwise, it wouldn't say that because I would have actually done it. So how long have I actually been in? Oh, okay. Literally less than a minute. So I came in and went straight out. Right, okay. So not quite true, but I haven't literally, that doesn't lie. Or I haven't got the ability to play around with XMLs. If you can play around with that, you might be able to. I think I could have a good go, but I really haven't done anything like that. Haven't got any equipment. If we look at what I've got in vehicles, nothing, absolutely nothing. So I've got 500 grand to a name. Now it's true, Giants have changed things a lot, and because of that, yeah, we're gonna like use the weak start, as people would always sort of think of, start from scratch, but also go with everything that Giants have actually done like so far. So yeah, including this. We do indeed. The bigger the item, the more you get back. So that was quite lucky, because this, yeah, I'm literally sort of playing this. We have got 6 months. I've always done this. It's going to take me a while to get across to the sell point. But yeah, what we're going to do is, we've got obviously 500 grand to a name. We're going to play with that money and do the very best we can. Now, some of this is down to luck. You cannot control, and this is a totally random, it still is, a fact that I proved time and time again in FS22, that you really don't, even if you've been to a day before, the sales are totally random, and they still are. I've literally had rollbacks where I didn't get the same items, so I know for a fact that what I'm saying is absolutely true. Now this is part of the game now. Oh, that's, yeah, depth perception. This is part of the game now, so it is an element that I'm trying to like bring in. And actually, for once, start from scratch is the strongest start. We just made 34,000 out of that. Now, admittedly, that is like, it's, yeah, that's like not going to happen very often. Now then, we do want, actually, that is true. That can assist us, can't it, a little? I'm not sure it can manage it though. Yeah, we'll try it. We've got a leap of faith. It may or may not. Yeah, we're going to use this ability of like this, because everything is like a slight bonus. So I'm going to tab. This is like not, this may not work. It's a bit of a leap of faith, this one, and it's a bit of a beast. But we may be able to just about drag it across. We shall see. Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. It may or may not. We do need a bit of... We're going to need to be, like, clever with this, aren't we? I can see. Now, yeah, obviously, we haven't got a farm or anything. Ooh, it doesn't actually work quite like as I thought, does it? Can I actually push that sort of like that away? Or do we need to wait till we've got something that can actually shift this? We should, with a little bit of... yeah, effort. I knew this would be a bit, wouldn't be like really easy, but hey ho, where there's a will, there's a way. It's sometimes it's David that wins the fight, not Goliath, but it's not very often. That's true. That is definitely true. Yeah, Goliath often wins, truly, but we're gonna give this a good shot. don't give in without a fight. That's all I'm going to say. I think we can do it. I think we can see that I am going to win this one, but it is a bit of a battle, to say the least. Right, that should just about, maybe one more. It's yeah, it's really, and I'm not sure I'll do that again though. This is a bit of a beastly win for a few thousand. It is. Obviously, really, we've got all of what we've just bought. We've got 500,050, which means that everything we've got here now is actually from the profit we've already made. So that's quite an undertaking already. Right, we're only going to sell and sell, and we want to keep you because we need you again. Now, so far, this has won in. It wins every single time. I've not seen it not work. It is a part of the game now. The Giants have actually, you know, brought it in, and it was only sort of the other day that I was thinking, well, actually, you know, really, this lends itself more to the start from scratch start, but more not only to the start from scratch start, but also really to the way that I play. As in, I've always. Yeah, that should do. That should just about do. We need to go backwards. Yeah, I am going to sell, yeah, the Kubota as well now. It's more about... Now, you don't always get a tractor, so the other thing is we may have to lease if we get like this again, where you need to shift stuff around. We can't rely on this every day. It's totally random, so whether we do really well out of this or we don't, that's really... Well, we need to, like, shift this again. Otherwise, it's not going to work. To push that end in a little, or, yeah, like that. Otherwise, we're not going to get in the square. You know, I don't know. I do some things sometimes, but sometimes no pain, no gain. Yeah, and also there is an element of look. I've sort of said that, and I do mean it totally. Fantastic. So we've now. 537,180. Have we lost some cash out of doing that? So can you lose cash then? Did we just lose some cash? I think we did, didn't we? So actually it's not quite as cut and dry as you think. Now we're going to go the zippy zip zip. So right, there's another element to this that I'm not actually quite getting. Because so far, I've never lost any cash off doing this. Yeah, I've not... Oh, yeah, we've sold everything. So, wow, that's a bit of a shocker. We really did lose a bit of cash with that. So, right, we do need to lease... Or we're going to buy a tractor with the 37,000 that we've actually got. What can we buy for that? We could buy the little GTA nearly for that. Or we could get the John Deere. For the two, I would prefer the Fendt GTA. But, you know, for once, I'm going to go for the dearer one, even if it means us losing a bit of cash. We're going to lease it. Let's lease it. Yeah, let's lease it. And then we're going to buy that. So these have all got a really decent bonus. So you should really get quite a lot of cash back from this. Alright, so we need to stick that on the front. Yeah, that is interesting. I've never lost on that. So there was something in that lot that was like a loser. We actually lost cash for, so that is interesting. In a bad way. Right, let's get this done. Yeah, so my plan is the way that I normally play this. I used to give myself a year to actually find, but this is just a sort of, let's just see how this goes. And let's go out on a limb and see, does this work? As in, like, because so far that's a bit of a shocker. That didn't work out quite to plan. So we're not selling that, obviously. Yep. Okay, what did we send this back? Did we buy that by mistake? No, we've not finished it. I was going to say I'm losing money again. I've not finished. Gordon Bennett. I'm not sure we made... Yeah, this is sort of not going to plan, really, I've got to be honest. So far, I've literally always made cash on that. That's knocked my confidence. Let's just take this to the end. I don't mean it nasty, but you win some, you lose some. Yes, the other thing is, it is all a learning curve. And also, giants can change things at the drop of a hat as well. So, let's just have a look. Why did you just not run around? Right, okay, let's sell you. And let's return you. So we did make about 5,000 off that. It's not a lot though, is it, really? I'm sure that's not... This is... There was an update earlier. Has this been nerfed already? Oh, I was really looking forward to actually doing a run on this, because obviously I thought Giants knew what they were doing and like they'd put this feature in, which I thought was a really good idea. Has it been nerfed already? Or rather, have the rules changed? Yeah, I was just explaining, but then my confidence was terribly knocked. Obviously, we're going to go through till next March, April, which is my usual way of doing this. 45, 17... We're going to keep things that are really useful to us. Like things like that really have terribly, terribly good value for us. Can it not just have a flatbed? Seemingly not. No, not really. All right, okay, well, we're going to purchase it as is. Yeah, and we are going to sell it as well. Do we keep that? I think we're just going to buy everything and do the Xylon again. But I don't think we need the Xylon. We want to go for the cheaper of all options, really, for this type of thing. Or else it's not really... Yeah, so we want to do the cheapest possible lease. We do. It's not like we've got to go far. If we can do that with that little one, then obviously we can certainly do it with this one. We'll come back for the... this is the heaviest. We'll do this on its own. Yeah, so I am wondering now, have they changed it? Is it like only certain things of over a certain like value, or is it certain things that have got a high... I'm going to play this back in editing as well, and just to make sure that I'm not missing anything that like one was a particularly low. So far, I've made cash even on the little items. Right, so then, 120. We're going to do with this, because this is... I think we're losing cash now. I apologise for the sort of shaking. The entire reason for doing this was just to sort of show how fantastic the start from scratch is, and how this could really help us to earn cash. And now I'm like thinking, well, is it going to do that? In which case, this entire 45 minutes of my life is a total waste of time. But you've got to run these tests to the end, really. You have. We did make a little bit on that one. And also, let's send you back. Is it cheaper to pay the leasing costs? Like, it might be actually, than actually doing that. Yeah, so we're just going to go through to March, April. If normally what I would do is I'd actually keep some of these for ourselves, But this is a test, so this is completely different. We're just literally going to maximise and see if it does actually. We are making a little bit of cash from each of these, but we did lose on something. Definitely lost on one of the things that we've... yeah, 547, so it's not that... It didn't make us a lot of cash, did it? I mean, that's 71% and that's 49%, so I would have thought... I mean, that is a cracking deal, isn't it, really? Deal of a lifetime, there's the Zelon. So do we actually keep that for ourselves? Can we make... That's going to make us $2,000. I think we're going to have to play this a bit like cards. Let's go through till tomorrow. So that one we would keep for ourselves, the Zelon, if we were... I'm just going to play this as if I was playing properly. You know, like those deals of a lifetime. You don't get many of them, but like those 70% things, if you get 2 or 3 of those items in the 6 months that we're talking about, then that's a really, really good thing. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. We actually got that. I do think there's a slight correlation between... Right, that's the one that you're going to make the most of if you're going to. And we've got... So let's grab that, and we can actually buy everything. Every single one of those is a really good... And we can get to keep this one this time. Can we do anything with the Macdon? We can't really shift it, can we? So we're going to play this fairly. That. And let's get you, because you're the one that really, according to everything I've known about this so far, the one that really should make us the most, because we invested the most in it. So your 10% is a bigger amount. That's how it's worked so far. Yes, just a little bit. That's really not my confidence, because so far I have never ever lost on these deals. Ever. But we have now, somehow. No, the Zelon we're keeping. We said that was like if we were... And this we're keeping too. So we've got 2 things. Let's grab the plough. I should say we should be able to manage that and that. So yeah, this is as if I'm playing normally, like I would do. Like anything that's stupendously amazing, we're going to keep. And anything that is... like, I mean, we couldn't use the NZ Extreme. It's too big for us. This we could use on any Let's Play as the auxiliary tractor. A real good starting tractor. Very low horsepower, but it can still, where it counts, make a difference. To be honest, like in FS19, the Fendt GT, not GTA, was really one of the first things that you were guaranteed I was going to get with the second-hand equipment mod that was the equivalent to the sales, although it is slightly different, admittedly. Let's do not sell that. Now, we obviously... We're down because we bought 2 items this time, so we will be down. That doesn't mean to say we haven't made profit, it's just that we've invested it in these things. And that's my point. This is all about maximising your profit, but we've now got 2 items and we've still got 36,000 more than we had before. Yeah, so it's sort of going to plan, but there is something. Yeah, something didn't work. Either the game glitched or something didn't work. Perhaps the percentage was terrible. And I really, in playback, I'm going to have a look at this. Oh, now this is interesting. Because the bigger the item, the more profit you should make. So we should make 39,000 if it's 10% for this. If it goes how I keep saying that it works, that is, of course. Well, I'd say that that's not... Yeah, that's really probably right. Which means that you should also get 29,000 for... And this is what I was saying. You can't guarantee that this... I mean, it's weird. I did a run through of this and it went all totally to plan. But it was a really terrible thing and I just wasn't happy with what I did. Whereas this is sort of... I just wanted to come on. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is amazing. Right, so yeah, January... Yeah, what you cannot guarantee. I mean, we've got one tractor, we've got one Zeeland, so it'd be a very humble start. But also, we've gained another 100,000. But it is totally random. You can't always guarantee you're going to get big things. Little Manitou. Now, this is interesting. Because this is a low percentage. We had 600 grand. So will this make us profit, or is it now that if it's too low a percentage you don't make much profit? Is there a correlation between the you know, how much you get extra, the 60% and the 50%? Is there a minimum that's bad? No, we still made 5 grand. Yeah, weird. So it's February. Last month. This is when I would be starting. If I was going to do a year, my old thing. But I always think now that you give yourself 6 months. Now, the one thing I haven't done is I've not put a generator down, which I would have done. But then how you play with your hand of cards is totally up to you, isn't it, really? Right, so that would be it. So then, we've got to March. Now we'd have to literally sort of make a start, and we've got 605,321. So we've made 105,000 plus these 2 items, which are not a bad little start. We could have perhaps kept the mower. It may have been a sensible one to do, but hindsight is always such a wonderful thing. I'm not sure the Xenon and this is going to get on though, really. Should we do this as a year, like my old start, just to see how after a year we do? But this time we're going to try and save a little bit more. So August, let's go through to August, and we'll keep it at 9. It just saves mucking around. Just like to see after a year, because the thing is, the sales are a little bit random. And if you were like trying to go into a farming start, yeah, I've changed the rules a little bit for myself, didn't I, as I sort of came in. We don't want any options. Yeah, same as repairing. Seems to make no difference. So buy yes. Yeah, the one thing I did learn is not to repair. Yeah, that did scupper me. And maybe that has an impact if it's very badly damaged. And maybe that's the correlation that I need to pay attention to, like when I look at this, when I get back on editing. Yeah, no, it's definitely... I mean, as I said, the one thing that is totally random about this is it is random. So you could get the world, you know, one run could be fantastic, another run could be absolutely terrible. I just like to sort of run with this as I used to for the year and just see how well will we do. And also, will we have a few bits of equipment? Oh, my life. Oh, my, another Oxbow. Okay. That's the lowest. That's my favourite, second favourite. Well, it's my first favourite in the game at the minute. Right, it's all by you. We don't any extras. Might have to have... Ooh. Can we take that? I'm going to buy that as well. I don't want any extras, if you can have any extras. I don't think that's going to take that. I don't think it's the right fitting, so we should sell this on its own. If not, we'll grab the fence. It's a shame, because really... Oh, we can. Okay. It's a shame, because actually this is my favourite John Deere, but it would cripple us. So keep the John Deere and see if we can get a decent tractor out of this. Can we afford the Fendt as well? No. But we might be able to if we sell that. Ooh. It's hailing or snowing. Fantastic. Now we can. So you're 57% off. We don't want the crawl track. Wow, this slowdown is terrible. Really, really terrible. And it is only on the Giants. Oh my lord, the Giants maps that you get this as well. I've actually got this on one of the on Hutan Pantai. It's a beautiful bit of kit. I wonder if the crawlers are wider. So it's not quite right. If you use it yourself, it really terribly damages the crop. You've really got to leave it for the workers, or you're going to damage your crop. Okay. No additionals. Yeah, we do. Oh, come on, this is silly. Now, this is intriguing because this was only 44% off. 267. One of the few times you might actually see me. Oh no, we did make no, that's fine. Yeah, we've not really got a lorry, do we? It's a nice one to have, though. No, my heart says no. I'm gonna listen. Now then, we've made a leap of faith because the John Deere. I'm not sure that if you go another month that I think it's a one-time only deal. So we've now really gone out on a limb. We're keeping the John Deere, it seems. Right. Oh, if we'd have known. Don't want any options, any extras at all. Why have we got extras? Why? Oh, it must be something lower down. Oh my life, Giants, will you fix this? Looks like we are stuck with these settings. I hope this is not going to undo us. It's terribly good price though, isn't it? This is my first favourite. Just checking to make sure I've got my power on. I have. Yeah, it's nothing like that. Don't want any extras. We don't want a sleeper. Oh, my life. I'm going to have a quick look, because I've not been nasty. Everyone knows I love my fence a little bit more, but that is my favourite John Deere. I really do like that tractor. That would mean me taking a choice between my very first favourites, which is at a very good price as well. 347, yeah, it's still holding true. Let's just see then, because obviously we've gone through a month. Would we lose a lot if we sold this now? I mean, again, this is all tested. I mean, I'm not really thinking of doing another Riverbend Springs. It's just like a what could have been, really, and also just to see. Oh no, yeah, you still. Wow. Yeah, because I'm not being nasty, but I know that it's going to cost us an arm and leg to repair it, but this is a very versatile and also it's exceptionally fast tractor. But it's just its versatility as well as its power. For 148,000, the John Deere was worth more to us as cold cash. Because if we can sort of, with all this ducking and diving, get a fence out of this, then you're talking a real coup, aren't you, really? It's just thinking it'd be 2 fence, wouldn't it? Oh my life, yeah. So we're still nearly 600 grand, but we've now, I mean, we've got to repair this little lot now. I know that's going to level things. So I've got 2 fence and a Zelon and still 81,000. But you can see why sometimes the 6 months is a little bit not so good, because it's just not enough time. The sales are totally random. I think this. I'm going into farming story, and then I'm trying to, like give myself a year to get the, like use the money to buy things that are in the local sales. It's a fairly believable story, but you do need a bit of time. Now you could go silly with this, and then of course it becomes really silly. Oh my life, been a little bit well on this, aren't we? Apart from our terrible. We're getting some big items. These are the ones that really. No, I can't afford it. We need to. Yeah, that's too big a chunk of change for us to be able to buy 2. Yeah, so my first idea would have been to buy a field, but that wouldn't have given us the amount of cash on hand to actually do this. So in some ways, me not following my standard pattern has actually meant we had more cash to play with. So 281. I do like this, but it's not got a front 3-point link. Whereas the John Deere that we had, which I see as a massive. I mean, I know the 8RX. Is it the 9RX, the one that was shown as one of those first early things? We could grab that as well, couldn't we? 70% off. Shallow cultivator as well. Do we keep that as like one of those things that we don't actually get rid of? Because that's 70% off. Yeah, I mean, the secondary thing you would be doing is actually gathering yourself kit to actually, like, start farming. So that is a really good cultivator. Certainly brilliant. Bearing in mind, for once, we've actually got a tractor that can actually handle it, which is quite rare. So I think we will. Yeah, I do love the ones with the front 3-button link, but I know really the primary purpose of this would be to pull massive monster cultivators, ploughs and such like. So really, most people would be quite happy with it not having a front 3-button link. I always love the fact that we have got that. So July, 1 more month, and then that is us done. That would be our start. No, not a single harvester. And that's what I'm talking about, the random factor of this. We've done this now for a year. Not a single harvester in any of the lineups. I mean, traditional harvester. Not a single forage wagon either. Not forage wagon. Oh, okay. It must have heard you. Oh, right. So then. What is that? A cultivator. And we've got a little one. Not the best. We don't have any extras. No. Ooh, these slowdowns are terrible. Oh, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. I know this is bigger than the Xenon, but it's all about trying to get items that are right. You know, I know this would be good, but it's about earning cash, but also having a bit of a starting lineup. And you can see that if we'd have done this the 6-month start, we really would have been a very poor lineup. We would have still had 100 grand to play with extra though, which is not a terrible thing for a start from scratch. But I think a year is an awful lot better looking at the way that I've always done this, the way that I used to do it. But I started to like doubt myself, and so what is that? That is a 15.2. I could probably cope with that. Do we keep it and like? No, I don't. Yeah, I mean we have seen one though. That is the one good thing. I would think if I was going to do this, I'd probably. Oh wow, painfully slow. Right, yeah, it's probably going to kill this to take John Deere header. Well, it would be an all-fence show, wouldn't it, if I'd actually chosen to do this? But to be honest, if I was going to choose this, I'd probably go for, yeah. I mean, this is a good. Should earn us a goodly amount, and then we could probably buy a starter and harvester, like. And the other thing is, you don't know what you're going to do or what you're going to go into or anything to begin with. We could have gone into peas at least twice. So we want to, yeah. So 17,000, which is about right. Ooh, not the most auspicious of numbers. So we would start this. Well, you say that, but I mean. Really, this is all about. Ooh, poor fence, the little one. Knife give out. Ooh, we've not sold that yet. So it's not that horrible number that you're looking at there, the number of the beast at all, because you've not actually finished yet. Thankfully. Not that this is going to make us an absolute, but it's going to change those numbers from a terrible number to a better number. Make sure I'm in the crosshairs, you could say. So yes, that's better. So we finally finish with 672,036. Now it could always be argued that, well, yeah, but you've given yourself a year. I have given myself a year. Start from scratch is a difficult start, but how you play the game is there is no hard and fast rule. I think we're going to let go of this. We're going to let the big fen twist it over, I think. this. You can do this. There's very few tractors can defeat you doing this. Mind you, this may be one of them. It's got a weird chassis, hasn't it? Yeah, there was another tractor that beat me with this kind of thing, because it's all about getting the right kind of momentum going and then like pulling against it. Yeah, the Sammy in FS19, that defeated me. It got an anti-roll bar, which actually was the worst thing for it to have. It stopped it rolling, as in like when it was on the floor as well. It was hilarious. The amount of times I spent 10-15 minutes trying to get that to turn, and I realised that it was just not meant to be. So then, we would make a start, and it is now August, so this is the equipment that we would have done. But not only that, 2 fence, one very powerful fence, one very low end fence, one nice seal-on, and one shallow cultivator. Well, there's plenty of things we could do to make our mark now with 672,036. So, all things considered, is a start from scratch the weakest start? With all of the things and all the assets that Giants have put with this iteration and all the things you can do and a bit of luck, that's where we would have started if we'd have done this. So I'm just going to say, I don't know that start from scratch is the weakest start anymore, with a little bit of luck, and that is where I'm going to leave it.